Hi everyone, I'm Randy Wilson, and Easter's right around the corner, and I decided that I would share my testimony with you. Right? I'm just going to be totally honest. I don't have anything planned to say. I'm just going to say what comes to my heart, and that's the most authentic and best way to do it, in my perspective. Several years ago, I'll just say that. For much of my life, I really didn't believe in Jesus. I had questions. I was the biggest doubting Thomas ever. I seems to make sense, but then I thought, how in the world does he walk on water? Right? Come on, really? Are you serious? And so let me tell you what happened. And I live here in South Central PA, and I was exploring 86,000 acres state forest one day. Kind of relatively new to the area. I love to check out the woods, and so I had a map in my hand, and I decided that I would explore the biggest chunk of woods between the roads. And I was following a property line, and remember, 86,000 acres of woods. I could be anywhere. So I'm exploring this one area of the woods, and I'm following a property line down this steep mountain ridge, and I see two trucks coming up through this kind of a bumpy road. It wasn't even on the map, the road wasn't. And I get down to the road the same time as the first truck comes up, and the truck stops, and there was a guy named Denny Hillwig. And I had a conversation with him, and just within a few minutes he invited me to be a member of the hunting camp that was kind of to my left, maybe 100 yards through the woods. I didn't even know it was there. And I said, okay, yeah, I'd love that, right? So I just met him, didn't know him, he didn't know me. He invited me, and I said yes. So I became a member of the hunting camp. And I went up, I followed two trucks, and I talked with him and another guy for a few minutes. And then I was off on my way. I wanted to go explore some more, and I did. So a few months later, I decided to take my girlfriend, well, fiance at the time, Monica, my wonderful wife, amazing wife, with me. I wanted to show her this camp. So we had to park at a gate and then walk maybe a half mile back to the camp. And at the camp, there was a swing on this porch, overhanging porch. And I was sitting on this swing, and it was in the fall. Some snowflakes were blowing, and Monica just started to talk with me. I had a question, so we just started talking not about religion, but about spirituality and Jesus, and it all made sense. It all hit me, and it all made sense. And I really didn't know what was going to happen after that point, but it all made sense. And ever since then, that was the start of my real journey, the start of my real connection with Jesus. And I can say that, so that was probably 6 years ago. I'm 53 now, so 47 years of my life, my understanding, my relationship is kind of like this, right? But once that day started, my understanding and relationship just skyrocketed, and it continues to skyrocket today. Why am I sharing this story? I'm sharing it because I was a doubter. I didn't believe. In one conversation, it just clicked. And you think about it. I could have been anywhere in 86,000 acres of land, but I just happened to be there that day. I could have been a minute or two later or earlier, and either way, I never would have ran into Denny Hillwig in that camp. If that had never happened, I never would have been invited to the camp. Never would have had that conversation on the swing with Monica. It didn't happen by chance. It all happened for a reason. I truly believe that. And it's a beautiful journey. I feel so much better, and I'll tell you, even today, even recently, again, my relationship continues to grow. My understanding continues to grow, and if you don't believe, if you're not sure, I invite you, just reach out, we can have a little conversation. Again, I was the biggest doubter ever, but there's been so many things that have happened since then. Since that conversation, I know for a fact that Jesus is alive. Got the Holy Spirit in me, right? Doing many great things through Him in His name. It's not me, it's through Him. And I'm going to continue to do that for the rest of my life here on earth. I hope this story helps you, whether you don't believe, maybe you do believe, you have questions, whatever it is, I don't know. But I just felt compelled to capture this and share it out. It's for somebody, I don't know who, but I'm being used at this very moment. So that's my story, that's my testimony. I believe in Jesus. I hope you do too. And take care. I hope to hear from you.